Viewer discretion is advised.
Do you ever feel like today's the first day of your life? Because that's how I feel every day. Okay, maybe not every day, but that's how I feel most days. But we are here. We are alive. We are well. Happy Saturday. You're listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 253. We are in patch 8.2, or I call it the Bell No Flying patch. Tonight we are going to be talking about... I like how the notes say how we can help you with your rep to get contracts and all that other stuff. But guys, I have a problem. We're going to talk about not how we can help you with your rep and contracts and flying. We're going to talk about how you need rep to make the contracts, but you need the contracts to get the rep. Guys, what is going on in World of Warcraft land? That is the current issue on the agenda. We're also going to be talking about the World First stuff. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of game stuff, raid stuff, Mythic Plus stuff, but we're 12 days into the World First race, and Ashara is still alive. Though I don't have a current update on how far Limit has gone, but I know that a few hours ago Method was, 5%. So we have a lot to talk about. So go grab your drinks, put on your adult diapers, get yourself a snack, put your wife in the closet, muzzle the dogs, give the kids candy and make them play outside, and let's get ready for a great show.
In 2014, a crack commando unit was banned from trade chat for comments they didn't make. These men and women promptly escaped from the Stormwind stockades to the Ironforge underground. Today, still hunted by the trolls of trade chat, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, then maybe you can hire the Pwnecast. Leader and brains of the operation, it's Bell.
I want tacos so bad.
Betrayer of the priestly order and huntard extraordinaire, it's Remedies.
Then how did you eat it in the first place?
With the Pwnecast team assembled, let the battle for Azeroth begin.
Hey guys, this is Bajira, and you're listening to Pwnecast.
You know, I vape in between, right? Because I have this thing where Belle doesn't like to vape on camera unless I'm streaming, right? Which I haven't streamed in about a minute. But when I used to stream, I was fine with that. But on the show, I never liked it. But then I always watch Envy over here, just enjoying his life, just living his best pug life, essentially. And here I am, restricted and not living my best version of me. Something's wrong with this picture, guys. We got to talk about this. We got to get this shit together because, you know. Now, guys, since it's Saturday, Envy is definitely dressed better than I am. You all right there? Did you die?
But that was a big hit.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens.
I'm good now. Oh, Jesus. Anyways, you were saying?
You know, I kind of forgot what I was saying. I have to open a drink, guys. I've been doing stuff all day for various things because I'm going to town tomorrow. But, you know, I have decided that I want to live relatively unrestricted. I already do. I'm pretending like I don't. But I'm thinking, let's just go all the way. Why are you being fancy? Is this what we're doing now? We're sniffing glasses and using weird cups?
It's a bottle of Johnny Blue. It's only the best for me.
Well, listen, Sir Patrick Stewart told me to drink Strongbow, so that's...
No. So, a drink perfect for your type would be a White Claw.
What's that?
It's a hard seltzer. I don't get it either, but white girls like them.
I don't even like club soda because it's weird. oh, she's not 17 anymore. My 18-year-old drinks that Perrier or Pepe Le Pew or whatever the fuck it's called.
PRA.
And it smells like feet and just isn't anything I'm interested in having. So, you guys are getting the casual bell because I'm not going to say that I've given up on life, but I've kind of given up.
We can tell. Fake ass Green Bay Packers jersey.
I know. Well,
Not
you know,
even sure
this
it's a
is...
real pack. Oh, the number 4. Respectable.
So, this is actually a jersey I stole from my husband when we were dating. Well, okay, I guess technically we were beyond the dating phase. We weren't married yet, but I was pregnant with his child, so I guess that makes it a little bit more... Well, in these days, it doesn't make it any more serious than not having a child, to be honest. But I stole it because I was really fat and I couldn't fit in anything. So then I realized I was wearing this every day, so then I had a rule I would only wear it on Fridays. Because then I wouldn't wear it, but I didn't wear it yesterday, so here we are today. But mostly because it's been, yeah. So.
It's funny you mentioned that, actually. I'm wearing this shirt that I stole back from my wife. I bought this when I was going to the gym religiously. And then I grew out of it because I like tacos. So my wife stole it.
Yeah, because...
And I'm not fat anymore. Well, I still am, but not as fat. That's again.
Diets and gyms and those kinds of things are honestly, guys, it's for people who hate themselves. My daughter's going through this thing where she's pretending to be allergic to butter. She's 18, and for 18 years, she's never had a lactose problem. And in fact, I am like Paula Deen in the kitchen. It's all the butter, all the cheeses, all the things.
One cookie, stick of butter.
Like, literally, I at Thanksgiving time, I buy like 30 things of butter. Because I don't use the fake butter. I don't use the margarine, whatever. I use the real butter. Anyway, so... But now she's allergic. But then again, when she was 7, she tried to convince me that she was allergic to orange juice. And I'm like, kid, I have known you your whole life. You're not allergic to orange juice. And her dad convinced her that she was allergic to orange juice. So one day...
That's the source of your problem, the dad.
Yeah, so one day I said, how about you do me a favor? I'll shut the hell up about you being allergic to orange juice if you drink orange juice right now. And if you throw up or start convulsing, then I know I'm wrong. Because at this point, I need some solid evidence besides your medical diagnosis that you gave yourself on Google.
Yeah, WebMD.
Right. So she drank the orange juice and she was fine. She goes, oh, it must have went away. No. Anyway, okay. So, guys, we apologize for not having a show last week. I don't remember the reason, but I know that it was a good one, and I know that Envy wasn't feeling well, and I was like, that's great, because I really do not want to put on pants.
It's not that I was feeling well, I was being lazy, and it was also your kid's birthday.
Oh, yeah, it was. And, you know,
It's funny how I remember that, and I wasn't even there. Wasn't expecting an invite, you're just being a smartass.
I invited you to Chicago next week. You turned me down, so...
I got too much traveling.
Well, I mean,
this year,
if
London
Alex was
this
a
year.
good boss, he would have sent you to Chicago for a random trip so that after work hours, I have somebody to drink with.
We got nothing there, unfortunately.
Well, that's not very fun for me, but...
But he's in Russia right now, and we'll see if it happens. Supposedly, he's going to wake up early, 3 a.m. early, because that's the time I woke up the raid. For those of you who didn't know, this is how committed I am to my guild. I was tasked with raid leading, which, again, I still don't know what the hell Belle is thinking about, but whatever. You know, we're all sadists.
I didn't want to do strategy. I just wanted to randomly yell at people.
And you're never around to do that anyway, so I digress. I woke up...
I was there last week.
For like one day.
I know, Mondays is just a shit show. I'm working on it, though.
So, 3 a.m. I'm in Russia, St. Petersburg, Russia. I have to wake up at 3 a.m. on a Sunday and Monday to raid with these bitches.
To be fair, I was flying down the damn freeway because my daughter's tongue piercing took longer so that I could make it for raid. And literally the whole drive, I kept saying, Gabe is going to kill me. I mean, Envy, because I don't know who Gabe is. I'm like, he's going to kill me. He's literally going to shoot me where I stand. But I got here and it was good. And those things are good. And yes, life right now, I need what you're drinking. I currently have all of my alcohol hidden.
You know, I seem to remember buying your husband a pretty nice bottle of whiskey that you should be drinking right now.
He already drank it.
He drank $150 worth of booze and...
Well, he's been drinking it little by little over the weekend. Like, as the weekend, during the weekend. But I said that same thing. I said, where is your bottle? Why is there an empty bottle here? He said, well, I was drinking it. I said, that's a $150 bottle of whiskey. You told me, you lectured me, because I was an uncultured swine, told me it was a sipping whiskey. You were not sipping, my dude. You were chugging. He's like, no. And then he, explained why I've had it. He's had it every weekend, and I guess that makes sense. Anyway, so.
He enjoyed it.
He enjoyed it, which at the end of the day is really all that matters. And I didn't have to clean up throw up, which is good. Those are things that are always good things. So in terms of game life, it is a little rough right now. I don't have any time for games. Ever.
I got flying and called it good. But I'd never see you on. She really never is on.
Well, I've been on this week. I've just been on spotty times, like a few nights this week, because I didn't get done working until 1. I logged in at 1:30, 2 o'clock, and there's nobody on at that time. So there was 3 people on in Guild. And then yesterday I did all the Guild Bank stuff that I normally do on Sundays, because I'm not going to be here Sunday. Though I am going to try to see if I'm able to raid. I don't know that I'm going to be able to. I think my flight lands too late. I forgot that Chicago time is actual server time. I think my flight lands at 8:45, so I don't think it's going to be possible. But
Baby Jesus. Anyway, go on.
I want to do something in game, but I was doing all the guild stuff and doing the organizing and refilling stuff that we were out of. I put new gems, people have been putting some of the new mats and the new the stuff from 8.2 gems and some other random stuff.
Flowers, gems.
Yeah, and then I was working on my cooking because I wanted to be able to have what I needed, and I'm starting to make the new food so that those that don't want to use the feast, either in raid or doing mythics, they can use the straight up stat food, because I don't like using the feast because I prefer to control the stat that I get. But that's just because right now I'm using mastery food. So I'm following another world first warlock who told me that I need to be using, more mastery than I am haste, which is different than it's been in previous expansions. So I'm basically testing that theory. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying the last year it's been drilled into me haste. So now we're working it out. But Envy, I wanted to tell you, you're going to be really excited.
Please, you're not going to raid anymore?
Ugh, no. You're going to be really excited, though. Well, okay, you're not going to be excited, but I got a 430 out of my mythic chest, which I was really happy about. And it was something that I needed in terms of an upgrade. It wasn't something that I had just upgraded that I didn't need. And I did get the rank 2 essence that we spoke of, though I don't know if I'm supposed to swap it out for the one I have, but the assumption is yes.
You probably should. It's going to account for at least 28% of your DPS.
When I was reading about this specific one that I got the iris focusing lens. The problem is it's a cast versus the one I have now is an instant. It puts out, more damage for it, but it's already so fucking limiting being destruction with mobility.
That's an easy instant 28k DPS by using it, not start though. You really should be using it.
Yeah, and it's got a really low cooldown on it, or it might not even have any, actually.
So it's funny you bring that up. I'm congrats on your Iris and your 430. We were gonna we ran a Freehold 10. This would be the other tank has DPS, Cactus healing. Who else went? Ribs. I think Ribs. I digress. I know Shoutier was there. We didn't make the timer. We missed it by like 2 minutes, which sucked. There were just too many deaths, but we were mulling over. We were looking for a 5th DPS, and I'm like, hey guys, how did Bell do? How did Bell do last night? And Hateful, or actually his paladin's name, Tatiana, the other thing, she's okay if she doesn't get her ass thrown into the trash and nearly cost us a timer. You want to share that story?
I don't believe I did that. I think I might have. I don't think in his run I did that.
So, selective memory. I had 4 people, including Alex, tell me that you got knocked into the trash on the last boss of Freehold. And
oh, okay, yes. So here's the thing. And here's the thing. I don't ever defend myself because, like, if I fuck up, I fuck up. Here's the thing. Freehold, I was taught how to do that properly by David. Secret sauce. And in being taught properly how to do that, I have ran more freeholds than I could even count because David and I used to run them back to back to back. So freehold is one of the only places that I know relatively well, though people's paths do differ, right? Some people do choose different paths. Some people choose to get all of the, all of the percent out of the way right away for the trash, or they wait till closer to the end. So the way that I've always done it in every freehold I've ever been in is all the DPS stays on that platform. And we just micro run the bombardments in that little area. The DPS is not usually on the opposite side of that platform. We're usually on that platform. So for us to be on the opposite side of the platform, it's very much outside of what I'm used to. I did, attempt to adapt, but I've learned how to do it in close quarters. In tight close quarters, I've learned how to do it. And I've done a 9, a 10, a freehold. We didn't complete the 10 in time, but like David taught me the right way to do freehold. I'm not calling anybody out, but it's not very smart to have DPS be on the opposite side of where the ads could potentially be. Because for the record, I wasn't the only one that did it, so did Bean Dip. So I'm not trying to call anybody out there either. However, I did say, like, the platform is where I should be, not on the opposite side, because you do run the risk of anybody really being, being knocked back into it. So I did tell them very honestly, like, and it was the only time. So last part, like, on point up until that moment. So they don't need to say, well, if she doesn't get pushed into trash, they need to do that the right way.
I don't know how you do it, but you literally take the fun out of, like, talking shit.
Because this is one of the only instances where the shit talking isn't warranted. Because I know when I ass pull, right? Motherload. I ass pulled. Who got into a fight? Me and Rem got into a big old fight because I ass pulled. And I'll tell you when I ass pull. However, in this case, and I was frustrated because it was perfect up until that moment. And I was like, fucking really? Really?
I am surprised at one thing. I was not excited this last raid. By the way, Riders of Rohan is 6 of 8. Eternal Palace, which for us it's something to be proud of, and we hope to be 8 of 8 this tomorrow. But I was not excited about last week's raid for one reason. I was excited that we were going to go in and kill bosses. I was not excited, before you go off, I was not excited that you were in the raid and I had to explain the goddamn fight. And I had to do that 6 fucking times. And I'm not talking shit, I just hate talking strategy. Over and over and over.
I just want you to know that you don't have to feel the need to do that, because I absorb every...
I wasn't finished.
I absorb every other sentence anyway.
I wasn't finished, though.
Okay, I'm listening.
I stuttered. I may be getting a little drunk because I haven't eaten anything. I've already had 3 of these. Whew. Yeah, there it is. She actually did fairly well. She survived. At least you were only there for 5 of the fights. You survived 4 of the fights. You died on 1 and you stayed dead. Behemoth. You died on Behemoth. Good job, Mika. I'm proud of you.
You want to know the story on dying on Behemoth?
You need to see it.
Yeah, but also I wasn't sad that I died because I was trying to cook dinner. I was trying to cook me something to eat at the same time. So in between each boss pull, I'm listening to what you're saying because you're telling the fight as we're going to the boss through the trash. So I'm listening to you while I'm down there, and I'm like trying to make myself food because I hadn't eaten the entire day, and I don't like to be hangry and raid because then otherwise I take it out on everybody. So in between the boss pulls, I'm running downstairs and I'm finishing my food because I didn't have anything to fast cook. No fucking Hot Pockets here, guys. But so I love that you explain the fights, and that's awesome. The problem is sometimes I don't understand what the fuck you're saying.
Depends on how fucking stoned I am.
And then I understand as it's happening, and then if we wipe or if I die, I'll say, hey, this thing, blah, blah, blah. But like sometimes for me, it's hard to remember when you give 4 different things we need to do. I forget, okay, is this thing I'm supposed to run left? Is this the thing I'm supposed to run right? Like,
Oh, you're gonna love Ashara then.
you know, funny, some of the more heavier mechanics where there's a lot of stuff going on, I do relatively good at. Others, it's just one of those things. But I wasn't always this way with ADD. It wasn't always this bad. I don't think people realize what goes on in my house. I know that you know because you've seen it, and I know that your wife knows because she's heard it. I don't get a moment's peace, ever. Not during raid, not during mythics, not even during show. I've gotten 3 text messages from people in this house since the show has started. I don't get a moment's peace ever. The only time I get silence is when I'm in the bathroom, and even that's iffy because either the dog or one of the children is at the door. It is a different shit show every other day, and
Literally.
So the fact that I'm even able to focus, I yelled at everybody when I was doing that run with Alex. I'm like, listen, I don't have people.
For me.
I'm like, I don't have people to run this shit with, and I need to be able to do this shit every week. So I'm gonna need you guys to leave me the fuck alone, so I can do what I need to do. I'm gonna need you guys to just break yourselves.
By
But
the way, I got a 9 freehold that needs getting done.
oh, I want to do that too. I have a 6 mother load.
We can do that. It's before 15.
Yeah. I don't like mother load on a good day. I don't dislike it. It's not the worst of all the dungeons.
It's gonna suck, but it's not that bad.
I love Freehold, though. I really do love Freehold. For no particular reason other than I probably want that damn mount.
Oh, the mount that Ribs has?
Does Ribs have it?
Yeah.
Ugh.
He's like showing it off to you like several times. The bird, the parrot, the mount.
Oh, he does, and I ignored him. I pretended it didn't exist because I'm like, I don't even fucking care. I do remember that now. Yeah, I don't really give a shit. Be honest.
What if I logged on and bought the auction house map right now?
You know, I had the money for that. I lied, I didn't. I had half. I had been saving up and trying really, really hard.
What if I bought 2?
Dude, who even has that amount of gold?
Not me. I wish I did. I know somebody though. I used to raid with them. Thwalk, if you're listening, what's up? This guy, we were raiding in Warlords. We had downed Arkham on like several times already, and he's like, he's telling us, hey, can somebody trade me like 99 gold? Like, you need 99 gold? I'm like, I know, I want to give you 99 gold. You bet your sweet ass I jumped on that offer because I'm going to take money where I can get it.
Gold is gold. $20 is $20.
And we're like, so what's up? Like, that was that for? He's like, I'm gold cap. I just couldn't pick up the gold on this mob. Gold capped.
What is the new gold? I know they increased it in Legion, or
I don't know what it was, but it was some ungodly amount.
I had half of what I needed for the mount, but throughout the course of time, things needed to be purchased, flask potions and stuff like that for my own personal use for runs and stuff like that. But And that shit's expensive. Even at this stage, which I purchased for last week's raid, I had pre-purchased the new flasks and the new potions so that I had the new stat stuff, and I made the new food for I made the new mastery food and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't want to go in fucking wearing
scrub shit.
Yeah, like I at least want to have the latest and greatest, but that's just expensive. For like 5 of them, it was like 10K or 10. Yeah, it was like 10K for like 5.
I'm sitting on like 60 gems of each type of the epic quality stat gems. It's just so easy to come.
Yeah, those things are next on my list. What I really need to do is I need to work on my alts that have professions, because it's not really that hard to do the professions, especially with the way that, you know, they've made it where it doesn't matter if you even just start picking up that profession. You can start doing current content stuff right away. And it doesn't... The only thing that's slightly annoying is each thing is only 1 point, whereas it used to be where you could do like the hardest thing and get 5 points per. So that it's a little... But I get it. They lowered the amount that you needed for the scale up, so...
By the way, Metalish Games subbed.
Oh, did he? Okay, well, let me play the song. Hold on. How did I not know that? 10 mils the gold cap? Holy shit, guys. Hold on. Because Metalish Games has subbed 5 months in a row. Just want to hit you guys a little donkey roll. You know, sometimes I forget how much I love that donkey roll. And it feels like I need to watch it again.
Which movie?
Popstar.
Honestly, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? You should watch it. I really love Andy Samberg. So, I mean, his comedy is a little weird. So let's talk about what happens for Tuesday, July 30th reset. We have the World Quest bonus event. Please do not forget to pick up this quest before you go out and do your things.
I usually pick it up like on the second to last day. But, oh, shit.
Yeah, you're going to be a sad panda if you...
That's like a free token.
Yeah, you really got to make sure you do that. That's like really important. And then for on Wednesday is going to be, which Wednesday is the 31st, the Kirin Tor Tavern Crawl, which is actually one of the micro holidays that I do like. It's only for a day, but you basically go to the taverns, you get ported from tavern to tavern, you see all kinds of things. Sample the fare from around Azeroth, and it's fun. It's something that I really enjoy doing. It was actually Rem's favorite event too, now that I remember who Rem is. It is his favorite event, which is good. So go do it, because those things matter. Those things are important. So let's talk about World First Race for just a moment. So I just want to make sure that I haven't missed any news. I'm pretty sure Method is... I don't know if Method's awake. I am not in their stream like I normally am, because I'm in our stream. So I don't know. Today I did not pay attention. I've been doing moderator things all week, which most of the other moderators pretty much have that stuff under control. I just watch chat and laugh at funny stuff. But unless anybody knows if there's anything, I don't know how far Limit's gotten, but I know that Ashara is still alive. This is the 11th day, right? We're going on 12 days tomorrow. Is that correct? I feel like it's 12 days. Yeah, it's... Oh, maybe today's day 12. And tomorrow's day 13. Maybe. Does anybody know if I'm accurate there? Here's the thing about that.
I don't know anymore. I can't even feel my lips.
Oh, well, you don't need to feel your lips. That stuff is just extra. The great thing about that is... I like it when the last boss doesn't die within like the first few days. I think that's it is a thing that shows the imbalance with all the other bosses and then the last boss, because this is typically the thing. The last boss is always the one that's the hardest, that everybody struggles with. And I know there's been some nerfs and things like that. I think it's really, really bad form to tune the boss during progression. I think it kind of sucks, especially if the tuning happens during NA time. It's kind of crappy for the EU guys, right? Like, that's pretty shitty.
There's always that disadvantage. I agree.
I mean, there's advantages to being EU in the sense of they get to watch what NA's been doing that day. So if NA is, cutting edge and has a new way to approach doing a boss, then NA gets the time to perfect it. Or EU gets the time, to perfect it if NA's gone to bed. So there's there's advantages and disadvantages of being both sides. I do think that the raid should start at the same time for everyone. I think it's shitty that it doesn't. But I don't think that that's ever going to be a battle that we can win.
It's not a realistic one unless every raid release there's a hosted Blizzard event paid for.
Haven't the expansions all come out at the same time for everyone? Why is it so difficult to make it happen for the raid?
Because you have different time zones. That's really what it comes down to.
But why does the expansion launch at the same time for everybody?
There's really nothing competitive other than World First. You're 120, whatever. I don't think that's such a big deal compared to Mythic First.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like if they have the ability to do it for some things, they should have the ability to do it.
Realistically, it's one of those things where the logistics is going to be really difficult to figure out.
Because somebody's got to go in the room and flip the fucking button?
No, it's more like the time zones. Like, I'm going to be asleep when somebody else is going to be raiding. You just bring it out of one area. But who gets to go is the question.
I'm going to need whoever is in charge of the flipping the switch department to pull an all-nighter one time. Go above and beyond the Call of Duty for your... I felt like I had a really good thing to say.
The whole world just follows UTC. And that's it. Period. UTC 0000.
UTC is what my life is lived by at work. And I still to this day.
I have to convert that shit to Pacific. It's annoying as hell.
Yeah, I have the little thing on my browser that I have all the time zones that I care about because I have Pakistan time zone. And the European stuff, it's confusing because, like, the way that my queue time works for my team, there's, like, BESTs, there's, like, British summertime, and then there's, like, British daylight time, and then there's, like, and it's all off times.
Standard time, yeah. It's
just so... I'm the worst at regular time anyway, so converting time zones is just horrible.
No. That title goes to Cactu. That motherfucker don't know time.
I don't even know that he... Congratulations, by the way. I don't think we've officially gave him a shout out, but he did reproduce successfully, which is always a good thing when you've successfully reproduced. Did they have the baby? They did have the baby.
Yes.
I don't even remember anything from today or yesterday, so I am assuming that they had the baby.
Yes, they do.
It seems like he just told me they were pregnant, but
I know how much you hate it, but you could log on to Facebook and look them up, and there's pictures of an adorable baby.
He could just send me a picture on Discord or something. I'm not really a fan of Facebook. There isn't anything on Facebook for me.
She logs on for one thing, she'll come out triggered.
What? Every single fucking time, man. Every single fucking time. Every single time. I don't really like it. So the current World First race standings is, I'm pretty sure this is up to date as of like an hour ago. We have Limit, Method, Jinten Hong.
Jitiang Hong.
What he said, and Pieces are all 7 of 8. I had the pleasure of...
There's a lot of them that are 7-8.
I have the pleasure of watching Jintian Hong. I'm just going to say, they're the Chinese's people. I had the pleasure of watching them. I think they got like World 5th of the 4th or 6th boss. I don't remember which. I happened to be watching the stream because I was moderating chat, and I was like, here's what I appreciate. I appreciate that Method could have just chosen to focus NA and EU guilds to highlight during their downtime, right? Because when Method's asleep, they're still streaming, and they're streaming other guilds as runs. I think it's great that they're doing the eastern side of the world too, because I often feel like those guys don't get the credit they deserve. It is really strange to me, and I don't want anybody in my fucking DMs on Twitter calling me a racist and talking shit to me. I don't want to hear one bullshit thing, but it's really strange to me that that side of the world isn't world first. It's really odd to me, because literally the Asians rule the fucking world when it comes to competitions. And I don't know if it's because these guys are cut differently, or they're raised differently, or, I don't really know what it is, but historically, they literally have always ruled the world in terms of gaming, specifically competitions. Look at StarCraft. That was largely ruled by Asian gamers. I don't know if anybody's going to disagree with me, but I don't play StarCraft, but I know who was the top of the list. And I don't know why that is. I think that that's great. But it is really odd to me that they don't rule the world first race. Why is that?
China by far has the biggest disadvantage. When we go live, they're a day behind.
But so is EU, right?
No, actually, you know what? I take that back. China's going to be like a day and a half.
Oh, they're like almost 2 days, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that isn't too much for them to pull ahead and beat the fuck out of everybody else. What is the difference between the world first race that makes that so? Because I don't necessarily think it's just a time zone thing. Is it a maybe it's too easy and they complicate it? Because they've, they're top of the chain for a lot of really heavy strategy games. But am I the only one that's ever asked this question? I feel like I'm not the only one in the world who's wondered why they are not the top of the food chain.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. The Chinese guild is 7 of 8. There's both of them are 7 of 8. The game can go either way. It can go method, it can go limit, it can go pieces, it can go this Chinese guild that I'm not going to try to pronounce because I slaughtered it got a name.
The Chineses. Last world first race.
Chineses.
The last world first race, somebody in Method's channel when we were on Jaina, and somebody in Method's channel was like, "Hurry, the Chineses are catching up. You can't let the Chineses win." He kept saying it with an S on the end in chat, and I literally could not stop fucking laughing. Not for any other reason other than that shit was damn funny, because he's got a point. Like, if you're going up against specific gaming cultures that are known to dominate in tournaments or in strategy or just be better than you in general, it's weird to me. It's weird to me that World of Warcraft is not largely dominated by the Asian community. They're largely dominated by the European community, which is it's kind of strange to me how it's different than other games.
I don't know. Maybe they might pull off an underdog move like that. Was it the Dutch? Was he Dutch? I don't remember. Swedish, maybe? The kid who beat the South Korean player in StarCraft 2.
Oh, he was Dutch, but I thought he was white. That was me. That was me assuming.
I don't play StarCraft. I don't follow it too much, so I don't remember his name. Forgive me. But yeah. Who knows? That could happen.
I do think it would be really nice if a non-normal one, and when I say normal, the expected, right? There's a handful of groups that you expect could at any moment take the title of world first. I think it's really nice when an upset happens, because that's good ratings, guys. That's good business. Like, for me, even as a Method fan, and never mind that I, am their janitor, it's I think a comeback story is always the best story. So I think sometimes it's nice that the king is dethroned, because if there's never an opponent that's going to dethrone them, what's the fun in that for them, right? Like there's no, it's one of those things where it's just, they're just used to it. They, whatever. I think it's nice that worthy adversaries enter the arena, because it just makes it that much better. And Midwinter, I know that I heard rumblings, and I know that we even saw Midwinter raiding a time or two, though I can't place the what tier it was. But it's nice to see Midwinter kind of stepping back into the world first race, because in Legion, they basically said, like, we can't ult. Blizzard has made it literally impossible with these weapons and with all this stuff that we're going through to ult. And Midwinter kind of held up their, they held their hat up and said, we're pretty much done, which it made me really sad. But it's really hard for recruitment purposes. Like, you can't, recruitment is shitty, guys. I'm just going to lay it all out on the line. Like, recruitment is shitty, and these top guilds, what can they promise you outside of you may or may not be internet famous at some point, and you may or may not get chicks, right? What is the appeal there when somebody decides they want to be a competitive gamer? What, outside of fame and somebody telling you you're pretty and, possibly making a lot of very short-lived money, because there's a point when you can't stream because you're 80 fucking years old and it's inappropriate and you should probably not. What is...
How old are you? I'm getting.
Like, I'm trying to think how Scott recruits, right? Like, if I'm Scott, just the Method name alone probably makes it really easy for him, right? But let's pretend that, Method wasn't as well known as they are, and Method isn't the king of everything. How would I recruit guys to join my esports organization where they're not really making any money, and I can't do anything for them outside of I can pay for their trips and travel and promote them and give them free shit when we have sponsors? But how does the conversation go? Would it be like, yo, you want a lot of chicks? Because I got something that's going to help you get laid. Because every esports star, and I'm going to speak specifically to the PvP stuff, I see a lot of these PvP guys, and I'm talking legends on the scene. I'm talking legends that have been doing this shit for like 10 years, that are able and capable. They're very smart guys. They're very lovable. Not really a whole lot of good looking going on there. And I'm going to be really honest, guys. A lot of relationships is physical attraction. People are going to tell you that isn't important, but it 100% is. It's hard to get an erection when the person isn't physically attractive. And females, it's hard for females to give a shit, to do anything if there's no physical attraction there, right? It isn't on the inside what counts. That's a lie that people tell themselves. And it's usually a lie that ugly people say. But I'm not making any friends here, but you guys know I speak truth. No matter what anybody says, we know that that's fact. However, knowing and I see some of these guys, and they've got the prettiest chicks. I'm talking like smoking from head to toe. Physically perfect in every way. And I'm like, how? Why? Who? What? And where? And how much money did you pay? Because that is a lot of money.
I don't know. My few trips to Russia, just walking out in public, like all these Russian women. God damn. And I know my wife's watching. I don't care. God damn.
Thank God Cassie doesn't watch the show. But I've often thought about that with Cass and Sea-Doo, because I love her dearly, and I absolutely adore her as a human, and she's adorable in real life, and I love her. And I often thought, how did Sea-Doo pull that? This is no offense to the Doo man. Like, talent is talent, man. There's no way around it. But to me, I just always think, like, how? Because, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to insult, because I love Cassie and they're an adorable family, but to me, like, how? I don't know how.
There are beautiful people everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, but when an ugly is with a beauty, that is not something that computes to
Won't
me.
make assessments, but I do read between them.
Now, sometimes I would assume gold diggers, right? Because that's the only thing that I can resort to is, oh, she must be a gold digger. Now, because some of these guys, I've actually met their spouses, like Cass, I know she is not. She just is really, she is one of those people where perception, you would assume certain things about her, but she's really quite the opposite. And some of these chicks are gold diggers, and they do use streamers. I'm not going to mention any names, but there was a very large and famous streamer who I'm not particularly a fan of, and I don't know if they're still together, but he had a girlfriend I'm pretty sure was just using him because of his stream fame. Though that's unconfirmed, I don't know enough to care. I just know that it seemed largely like there was some using happening there. But guys, here's the thing. If you're a gold digger, I'm not hating on you. You handle your business. It's all fun and games until someone fucking buys a plane ticket. And then here, oh, Asmongold has a girlfriend? Oh, is she really hot? Because if she's smoking hot, there's some suspicions. Just kidding, I don't want to say anything because God knows poor Tal has been the subject of some hate from the community of fake Spartans. I love Taliesin and, Taliesin, and I love Evitel, so I firmly stand by whatever fuckery happens in their stream, and I support everything that they say, even if it's negative towards another human being, because they are genuinely nice people. Anyway, okay, so enough shade talking at gold diggers and potential hoes. I'm thinking that I'm missing an opportunity to have some type of a brothel in this esports situation. Like, I'm feeling like I'm letting an opportunity pass me by. Do you feel like that's... There's a fucking chick selling her fucking bathwater, dude, and people are buying it.
Oh, that's different. You said outright brothel. Now, unless all these sporting events are happening in Vegas and you got some license to do this, that's human trafficking in some cases. Prostitution.
Listen,
Got Robert Kraft in trouble. It got some, I'm not gonna bring it up, but during Super Bowl, some high-profile kid.
Oh yeah. Okay. To be fair, though, that was not a brothel. That was child prostitution. Mm-hmm. I know how to check identities, people.
I'm just saying it's not worth it.
I'm a bitch that runs background checks, you dig? Like, and I'm not talking your standard background checks. I'm gonna need a strand of your motherfucking DNA. I'm just saying, like, I feel like in this day and age, it's weird that the government doesn't let you sell your body. It's your body. Who are they to say what you can and can't do with it? Who made it illegal?
I think California just passed some bill where it's, like, safe for a hooker, essentially, to come forward and not face any penalty for calling out some dude who, like, attacked her or whatever, or him.
I would just run a really clean operation. Clean cards in the whole nine. Like, I'm about capitalizing on a business that's good business. And guys, I've told you this many years now. This is, I don't know how many years we've been doing this, probably like 6. But it is not, you're not paying for the actual companionship service. You're paying them
for their time.
No, you're paying them to go away. That is the reason you pay them. It isn't for the service. It's so they will go the fuck away and not call you. That's what you pay them for. And that is convenience, my friends. That is convenience. Anyway, I'm going to get off that. One day, I told you guys I pitched that to my COO. And he did not say no. He, in fact, told me that it is really good business, but it's illegal in too many places. But it is really good business, and he does agree that if you have the business sense and you know how to run it right, you know, I'm just saying, it's intriguing to me. And it's weird that it would be me of all people that's intriguing to, because I'm very traditional in a lot of my viewpoints when it comes to stuff like that. But I also feel like, you know, commodity is just that. Sometimes you should capitalize on commodities. What's the difference in selling your vagina or selling toilet paper? Both of those provide a service to the body.
You know, but when I wipe my ass, I don't expect to get an STD to clap.
Well, I mean, guys, you should really, like, if you're shopping hookers, you should really know what you're doing. And you should really do your research and make sure that you are, you know, you're doing the thing. Also, there's in my notes here that WoW Classic is released in 29 days. Who cares? No one cares. I don't care.
People care.
I don't think there's very many people that care that I care, that they care, that we care.
But people exist that do care about the game.
I told you Classic fans are like fucking Raiders fans. Nothing good comes of that. Whenever I see a guy driving down the freeway with a Raider sticker in his back window, all I can think is that guy's a fuckboy. Literally, that is the only thing I think in my brain is that guy, because no person in their right mind is a fucking Raiders fan. Somebody explain it, because I don't know what they have provided anyone or anything, not even entertainment outside of laughing when they lose.
I don't know. John Madden was pretty fun to listen to.
Just feels like sometimes rooting for the underdog gets old.
So that would be the Bears. Sorry, the Bears, lols. The
Broncos? No.
God damn it.
The Cowboys? No.
The Browns.
The Browns. The Cleveland
Which-
Browns?
Yep. But, you know, they're looking... It'll be interesting to see what the Browns do. It's scary to think about. To my point, this Chinese guild gets world first. An underdog team.
It would be really great for that to be the thing. Like, it would be really nice. I would love to see that, to be perfectly honest. But I don't know that, you know. So is there a... We've only gotten to 5%, so there at this point, there isn't a secret mythic phase, right? That everybody always hopes every...
I don't know.
Unless it happens like the last percent, right?
We'll see it when we see it, pretty much.
Because every tier, we always hope there's going to be a secret mythic phase. And you would think as many times as it's been mentioned that Blizzard would say, hey, we should totally do a secret mythic phase. But that's not what's happening. At all. Ever. Anywhere.
Those secret phases are pretty random as hell, though.
I don't even
Like
know.
initially.
When was the last secret phase? Garrosh?
Archimond
Oh, was it Archimond?
teleports everybody into the void. Not the void, sorry, the nether.
This isn't the last raid tier, though, right? Isn't there one more?
No,
Or this is it?
there's got to be one more.
This is the last one on record.
Are we talking story? Do you want it to be spoiled?
No, I don't want it to be spoiled. If you've seen a cutscene, I have not seen any cutscenes.
I did it 8 of 8 Tuesday.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't.
That's
We can
good. I
talk
need
about... When is LFR all the wings out now?
Nope, not yet.
So we'll wait until all of LFR's out, because it's unfair for those who can't raid. We'll wait. And then we could talk about it. But
there's some questions.
is anything that you've seen that you've allowed yourself to be spoiled on indicating that I am correct in my theory on where we're going or possibilities? Is there anything giving a glimmer of indication?
Not really.
No? That's all right.
I mean, It's my opinion, at least. Not really, but yeah, I'd rather not say because it is borderline spoil material. So we'll just wait. Or we could get it done tomorrow. Your choice.
My favorite is scrolling through Wowhead this morning, just getting caught up on things that I missed this week, and seeing that there is a lovely glossary of popular terms for rating. Like enrage, logs, splits, mains and alts, line of sight, potions, pots, pre-pots, rotation, cooldowns, logs, healers, DPS, boss, mini-boss ads. If you're watching the World First Race, it's because you play WoW. I don't know how many people watch it that don't, or haven't at least at some point, right? Like at some point you've picked it up and looked at it at the very least. Maybe you play Hearthstone. I'm not really here to judge. I don't really think there's a whole volume of people that are watching the World First Race that are not expressly interested in it, because watching the World First Race isn't good fun. In the grand scheme of things, it's small pockets of excitement and a long, drawn-out nothing.
But if your goal is to get more people interested in it, you want to plan ahead for it. I mean, there might be that one sadist that watches it day in and day out. Like, I like this, I want to be a part of it.
Maybe.
We call them sadist.
Maybe. And, that's cool. I guess.
We call those people Harvey.
Though I'm really upset that they're still putting Skada as the damage meter. Guys, if you're using Skada, or you're using... What was the other one that was after Skada? I don't fucking know.
Recount was one.
Recount. The only damage meter you should be using is Details. And I promise you won't hate me. You will thank me for it later. Details is who you should be using. Well, I just want you guys to know... Enrage. What I do think a soft enrage and a hard enrage, I think that was good to identify, because my husband didn't know the difference. He thought that the longer duration before the enrage timer was a bad thing. And I was like, no, honey, they're increasing it until you get to the enrage. They gave more time till you get there. So some of these I can understand. But I just wanted to bitch about it. I don't really have a specific reason. Now let's talk about what's really important. How are you guys doing on getting your flying? I know you already have it, Envy. I know there's lots of people that are out there flying. A ton of people are out there flying. And I think that that's fantastic. So after 2 weeks of trying really, really hard, I'm in war mode, right? I'm in war mode because I said a thing on the show several months ago where I said people that are not in war mode all the time, when they want to do, when war mode is the thing that they're always saying they want to do, when they're picking and choosing when they're in war mode, they are part of the problem of why there is a server imbalance, or a shard, right? A shard imbalance in terms of war mode. So I have been steadfast and very vigilant in staying in war mode, even though 90% of my game time is solo. So I don't really have help going through Nazjatar and Mechagon. And I see 1 or 2 Alliance guys out in the world in war mode. And then I go to Borealis and there's every fucking mother and brother and son in the whole family all in war mode, not in the new zones. So I thought, well, this is really odd, because before 8.2, war mode was quite fun, because everybody was in war mode and out in the world doing your world quests, like everybody was in it, and it was fun. The new zones, my shard seems to be favoring Horde. So after 2 weeks of not even being able to get friendly because it was really difficult, my game time is limited and I spent a lot of time dying to assholes. So Finally, I made a decision and I turned off war mode, which really hurt my feelings because here I am being part of the problem. And me making that decision is one of 20,000 players who have made that same decision. And it's a stupid one, to be frank. I'm sure I'm hurting people's feelings, but I don't really give a shit. So I do it because at this point, I'm never going to fly. So I did. I got friendly. Now, I haven't even done Mechagon yet. What?
So I'm like trolling the chat here and notice that the Moobot's asking for more money.
Why is Moobot asking for money? Guys, ignore Moobot. I probably should update. We don't need money. We have all the money we need. We don't need... Let me turn this off. Why is Moobot asking people for money? Hold on.
This is helpful, Envy. Helpful.
Yeah, look at you being... Look at you.
Envy.
Is it elegant? Is that the word?
I don't know.
Elegant is what we're using?
It's
Alright.
really loose.
What's that mean?
Wonder what loose.
What's loose? What
Alright.
exactly is loose?
You know, you have a drink, you loosen up.
Oh.
I'm not gonna consciously say I'm loose because that's gonna be taken out of context.
Yeah, but you are always loose.
Oh my, only for Cactus.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, so I turned the DitchCon one off because, guys, we don't need money. We are good. We are good.
And thank you again. You know who you are.
Yes, because we almost didn't make it. And...
It's like truly nothing, man.
guys, I was going through it, too. I was on the back porch, and I was going through it. I was like...
She texted me like at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, this bitch.
I was like... because of my life this last year and friendships lost and all the things going on with my personal life, with my family, I don't have anything left. This was all I had left. DitchCon, that's the only thing I got left to look forward to every year. And I thought, I'm not going to have that. So once that's taken away, I guess we could just assume I'm going to completely just disappear from this life. Not real life, but this connection I've been trying to hold to people because I introverted. But then it happened. And I was ready. I sat on my porch and I was wallowing. My husband's like, I don't know what to do for you. You're not usually a wallower. This isn't you. Usually you got a lot of fight and you're fuck this and fuck that. And he's like, this is just really strange for me to see. But when you're fighting everything else in your life, literally every day, like, you just, something's got to give, man. And I don't think people realize my life every day. And I want to run away, but I can't.
All day, every day?
I really do. I can't even escape in games anymore because they follow me. They follow me everywhere, and every day it's a different meltdown. But let's finish talking about this rep stuff. So you got the contracts, right? And the contracts are really, really great. I'm an inscriptionist. Sweet. I need reputation to learn the recipe to make the contract that I need for the reputation. So, okay.
Why not just buy one?
So I did. I have the Ancon one, and then I haven't even... The problem with the contracts being the main source of quickly getting your rep is you have 2 places you need the rep at. I haven't even done anything for the Mechagon outside of the intro stuff, so I'm just going to do Najatar, and then I'm going to go and bust out that shit with Mechagon. But I am not complaining. The contracts are great. It's great that I pay $7,000 for one. So that's awesome because inscriptionists are making money, and I think that that's a good thing. I think it's great that we have to work for flying because you should always have to work for it. However, I spent the last 3 fucking months prior to this expansion working on everything I needed for my flying. Legitimately. Working on everything I needed for my flying. It's not a lot, guys. I'm not complaining. I know everybody already has it. It isn't complicated. I don't have a lot of time to play. It's a little complicated for me. But I'm not salty about that. I'm salty about the contract thing. That I need the reputation to make the thing I need to get the reputation. It's laughable at best. I do think that the reputation gains are a little crappy. I think that they're a little on the low side. I'm sure that that's intended, and it's always been that way, but it just feels like doing a series of dailies in Nazjatar, which I fucking hate dailies on a good day, on a good full energized coffee day of super happy to be gaming. I fucking hate dailies because they're boring. I feel like doing a series of dailies and getting 21 fucking reputation points makes me want to hurl myself into the fucking sea with Ashara and just be at it. But I'm only grumpy because every other time I've had flying right away. I don't know what makes this different. What did we have to do last time? Did an expansion, did a patch come out and we had to go get a ton of new shit?
Yep.
Was it just as difficult? Because it feels like it wasn't.
No, you needed to be revered on both factions. Actually, no, I'm fucking stupid. I'm thinking current right now.
Hold on, I'm looking right now. Because it
was for the Broken Shores. You need to be revered with the Broken Shores reputation, and you needed a specific set of like achievements.
Yeah, so you had to do Legion Fall Commander, right? Which that makes sense to me. That was okay. So that did take a little long, but you know why it didn't bother me? Because the things that you had to do for the not Legion Fall Commander, but all the achievement, the meta that went along with that, you had to be revered, but because you were doing that long meta achievement where you were going through the content. So this wasn't a series of repetitive stuff, like it was a list of things in order of those achievements that you did, and you progressed through that. This seems like it's just a whole lot of logging on and doing the same dailies every day, which isn't fun for me.
It was the same for me.
Legion felt really fluid because you got revered organically by going through the story.
No, you got
did.
honored.
I mean,
you got honored, but it was still a rep grind. You had to do a lot of shit, and I remember doing that. But what made Legion easier is that you were only focused on that. Yeah, you're focused on two things.
True. You might be right about that.
And honestly, if all you want to do is just get rep and be lazy about it and not have not have to worry about like grinding out every last bit of rep because you just chill about it, you do the daily out of Mechagon. That's 850 rep.
But why isn't there a story going through this so that I don't have to do dailies? I think that's it isn't a complaint. It's just I don't mind grinding anything, right? I don't mind working for anything. But the repetitive things are the things that frustrate me the most because it seems like a large waste of my time.
And that's exactly what it is. It's just a gate. It's a gate that Blizzard implements because they're really not ready for you to experience whatever it is they want to release.
Yeah.
Just that fine-tuning, I guess.
It just makes me really sad. Like, I'm totally fine with you making me grind rep, but can you give me something that isn't dailies? Can you give me story to progress through in the world with quests? And, make it a robust quest line. It could be a fucking month-long quest line. I don't give a shit, but something where it's different every day. One could argue that the dailies are different, but 4 days out of the week, you're going to get the same set of bullshit to do. Which isn't, I don't know. We'll see how I feel when I do the Mechagon stuff, because I've been focused on Nazjatar, so once I start working on the Mechagon rep, maybe, I don't know, maybe something there will be funner?
No.
No? Still the same grind?
Mechagon's the worst to do. Like, I hated it.
It's just weird that this is, I don't know why I've always been pro working hard to fly. I never in the history of histories, never have I ever complained about having to work for it. I even talked shit to people. Like, yeah, in Draenor, we had to do several things that were not necessarily, like, the treasures. That thing was fun. I loved doing the treasure thing.
That was basically Pathfinder 1 and 2 all combined into one.
Because that's probably what would have made me happier.
Blizzard's intention was to never introduce flying, but because we bitched and moaned and we bitched and moaned, they were like, oh, well, let's hide it behind an achievement.
And I'm fine not flying. I told you guys before, I don't mind not flying. But because I see everybody else doing it, it makes me sad. Because I see everyone else doing it. It's different when I'm not allowed. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. I don't miss it at all.
You know, you mentioned that, like, the past 2 expansion packs, you pretty much had flying almost immediately.
Well, minus the rep, but it was, you know, as quick as a person could get it is when I had it.
Historically, Beamed Up and Alex have always beaten me to flying. This is the first time that I've actually beaten them to flying. But in the quest to get to flying, it just feels like a goddamn chore to do these dailies. Like,
it just feels like, I know Angie's saying that it was the same last expansion, but it feels like it wasn't the same repetitive stuff every day to get the rep. I feel like we went through the Legion Fall campaign and we had things to, maybe sometimes when you look back, it's always better, right? That Blizzard has said that. Looking back, sometimes it's always better. I don't know. I'm not enjoying it. There could be several factors. It could be my own tiredness that's making me not enjoy it. I don't really know. But I'm still grinding. I'm working. I did turn my war mode off so that I could get it and feel good about having it. I feel good about that. What are you going to do?
we were going to call you out and raid about that.
What?
When you logged on, you made your husband log you on so you can, like, get invited to the raid and whatnot. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? She doesn't have war mode on.
I had him log me in because what happens is when I come to sit down to Bertha to do raid, I have to update my add-ons, I update my LVY, I run an update on Bertha, I restart my router. I have this whole thing so that I don't have PC connection issues during game. So I had him do all that. I had him update Bertha, I had him update all of my add-ons, I had him log into Discord, I had him do everything. So literally, when I came through the door, I dropped my shoes off at the front door and I ran upstairs and everything was already ready for me to go because I didn't want to waste any more time. So it was good. I was happy about that. That squeaking is not anything weird with the bed. It is just normal. Totally normal noises. So that part aside, I am excited to do, like, I know you said Mechagon stuff wasn't fun. I feel like I am going to enjoy that, but I don't know if I really am.
I don't know, to each their own. I didn't enjoy it. It's just another area to do World West for me, to be honest.
Maybe because I still have quests I need to finish there that are not dailies. That might be why I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's that.
Well, not unhappy, ready to do it. Getting nervous as we're getting through another raid tier of what's coming. When is it coming? What content is happening when we've reached the... I know we've been through... they've told us, like, what we're doing 8.2.5, right? Isn't that... I feel like we have... I'm looking right now. I feel like in their Q&As, we've gotten up to 8.2.5, right? Does anybody know?
Sorry, I was distracted. What?
What were you distracted? Hold on.
Just something funny I read.
So, Patch sniffer detected changes. 8.2.5. Oh, I guess... I don't know. I'm a little out of touch with this particular piece. This was 3 days ago. I guess there's an encrypted vendor build. What? This is old. I'm confused. Oh.
Yes. Yes, you are. Duh. See?
So, 8.2.5, I don't remember hearing anything beyond 8.2.5 when they rattled off this series of content patches. At the Q&A and the announcement for the expansion. Or last year was future content, right? They did a series of these are the patches that you can expect. So it's interesting that there's an encrypted. Is that normal? I've never really seen encrypted.
I don't know. Maybe they're just planning ahead.
Well, I know that we've got, I know there's new stuff that was coming in terms of, like, Heritage Armor seems to be a huge focus, right? Like, that seems to be something that they're really, I don't know why, but I guess I do. I'm a human, so the Heritage Armor isn't that fun for me. Because, like, what really is heritage about humans? Anything they wear could be Heritage Armor. I don't know how you would capture boring human... Like, what would it be? Fucking cutoff shorts and...
Some, like, flip-flops.
I don't
shorts, know. A hat. You gotta wear it backwards. Billabong t-shirt.
It's so weird. So, I wonder, outside of Sylvanas' more about her backstory is what Wowhead's saying, and then Armor, model revamps, but... I guess there isn't anything else. We don't really know anything beyond 8.2 outside of the Heritage Armor. We don't really know anything story-wise of what's coming or what could potentially be coming or whatever. And you've already been spoiled. But what about for those of us who haven't been spoiled? Is that a thing? So after, I'm going to have you tell me about some of the stuff that you were spoiled.
Are you want? Whew, that one almost went down the wrong pipe. Oh, God.
What? Whose pipes?
Sorry. Force to have it.
Pipes?
It's better than saying, it went down the wrong hole.
Wow. That happens, though. It happens to the best of us.
You want me to spoil this for you after the show?
After maybe a little bit. I don't know. We're going to decide. We're going to decide how that looks. So I am going to make it my mission to, after hours, I get the opportunity to go to my room and eat room service. I'm bringing my work PC, or I'm bringing my personal computer, my personal laptop, which I was approved by the Ginger. Quarterly bonuses happen next paycheck, which is next week.
Mine's next month.
Oh, you get it next month? Oh, you probably get more than me, though.
I think we probably get about the same.
About the same. So I get a big giant one, but it's split up into the quarters. So it looks really good when you sign the paper for the... Right. However, I was checking my money and they gave me my old bonus, so I have to take care of that tomorrow. But anyway, so we don't want to spend a ton of my bonus because I've been paying for everybody and their mother. And we haven't really spent any money on ourselves. So I'm going to put some of it aside so that we just have a nice little nest egg with dealing with everybody's fuckery at my house. And then he did authorize me to get a new personal laptop for gaming. Because the one I have now, I got on the cheaper side. It was a discount deal. It was a temporary thing for me to be able to do things downstairs, but it is not does not run things the way that I need them to run, and it's not very efficient. So he did authorize me. I've been on the fence on whether I want to do Asus or MSI.
I saw this. I think it was by Acer, whoever makes the Predator series.
It's Acer.
I saw this Acer laptop, and I'm pretty positive it's an Acer laptop. I saw it at Micro Center. This damn thing was nearly like. Actually, it was 11 grand,
Well,
and it had its own suitcase, like a suitcase, big ass fucking industrial size suitcase. I was like, holy shit.
to be really honest, I think my husband would kill me, but I think I'm pretty much going to end up going with the ROG Strix Scar. I think is going to be my final choice.
Bad.
Well, and I like Asus in terms of that's who my Wi-Fi stuff's through. My daughter has an Asus. Her dad bought her one, which is weird. He bought her a gaming laptop. She doesn't game, but I am getting I'm getting the 2 terabyte NVMe and stuff. So I was
use
offered.
Asus in my build.
You what?
I use Asus in my build.
Yeah, I was authorized, and I'm very excited that he did authorize me to be able to spend. So I've been spending my my poo time in the bathroom between doing some of the stuff on my to-do list for some personal projects and shopping various things for a new laptop. And I'm excited because the problem is I can't always get up here to Bertha because I have shit that I have to do downstairs. So it'd be really nice to be able to do World Quest while I'm making dinner.
You'll be in the middle of like a big ass rare fight, like, oh shit, the beans.
But like it'd be really nice to be able to do that. Like my laptop is old. It's really not old. It's like 2 years old. But I got it already an old model, and it was not a gamer's laptop. It was labeled as gaming, and it had specs that I wanted at the time, but now those specs are not good specs. So if I could just decide on which one I want to purchase. The problem is like the reviews and the stuff people say really get to me. So it is something that I'm working on, and I don't want to go over 2,500. I don't. Like, I don't want to go over that.
You can get a nice build for that price.
Yeah, like the one I'm looking at, the Strix Scar 2, it's, I don't know, it's the RTX 270. I kind of wanted the 280, but I mean, it's RTX still. I also don't want a 17-inch. I want a 15-inch. I know women don't usually say that, right? But portability is really important. And when I'm out of town for work and I have my 15-inch laptop for work and then I have my 17-inch, like my 17-inch is fucking massive in my suitcase. So I can't put it in my suitcase because it makes my suitcase go over. So I have to carry it on me. So carrying my work laptop plus a giant ass 17-inch, which it's actually a pretty big difference. I know most people probably don't think that the 2 inches makes a difference, but it does. But I do think Asus is probably, and I'm pretty sure this ROG Strix is going to be what I go with, and it's really pretty. The Asus has one called the Zephyrus 2, but they have the keyboard is at the front of the laptop and the trackpad is at the back. My problem with that is I'm a mouse on my laptop kind of gal when I'm moving from room to room. But yeah, this is a version of this is going to be something that I go with for sure. I think 7. Yeah, that's for sure.
Cool.
I'm really happy. I'm going to send it to you, Envy, so you can... It might not... It's probably not going to be from this person, but the build. I don't really care about having a 2080. RTX is... as long as it's one of those, I don't give a shit. Anyway. So, yeah, that's the only thing that I have to look forward to is...
Oh, damn.
That's pretty nice, right?
It has 2 terabyte SSD plus an additional 2 terabyte traditional. Mm-hmm. It's not bad.
It's got all the things that are important to me.
32 gigs of RAM.
I would have liked an i9, but i9 we're talking $4 or $5 in the laptop realm to be able to get your i9 plus.
And it's not just an SSD; it's an M.2.
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty decently, and it's 32 gigs, which is really nice for a laptop. I think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Question mark. But I just wish they had it in 15, to be honest. I'll get the 17, but I would really, it seems like it's going to be really thin though, so I'm hoping that it is thin, because if mine's really thick now.
You're such a child.
I know, I'm literally a child. I do think, I don't know. I also don't like that it has physical buttons on the trackpad. That's the only other thing I didn't like about it either. I don't want a trackpad that has physical buttons. I know that you guys are probably saying, wow, Belle, wow. And but there's a few different options that I'm probably going to have Envy assist me with in the, you know.
The only issue I have is that 2070. But I mean, 144 hertz monitor, it'll be good for 1080p.
I did. My main thing is I wanted it to be in the 2 series, and I wanted it to be RTX or TI. Like I had my TI for a really long time and it was great, but I wanted it to be RTX.
And by the way, as a fellow video card enthusiast, for those watching, you probably already know, but if you're thinking about buying an NVIDIA 20 series, wait a bit. Wait for the Super 2080 or 2070. They're better, and they're the same price, which kind of pisses me off. But
they do have I don't even know, man.
For the same price, you can get a 2080 that's faster than the current 2080 on the market right now.
What do you mean? Explain. Help us.
NVIDIA is releasing their Superline series, which is a 15% boost in most cases, for the same price. So if you just bought a video card like a 2070 not too long ago, you should be a little upset.
I feel like I should be upset already. Like I'm upset for everyone else.
You might be, because technically your laptop qualifies and it might be a little overpriced.
Well, are you telling me that I should be waiting?
You might want to, actually. This price, you could still get away with this laptop. It'll be a great laptop, but this price might actually go down. But that's my opinion. I'm not an economics major, so...
Well, you did start from the bottom and now you're here. So there is that.
A stoner drunk.
The one I really wanted, that's the one I really wanted, that's the RTX, and it's the 2080. It's gold. It's got gold trimming, and I fucking hate gold. It's ugly. It's ugly.
Copy and getting your birthday gift. World's gold iPhone.
It's just damn ugly. It's ugly. Why do things have to... I like things that are pretty, guys. I like pretty things. But yeah, so that's just an idea of like what direction I'm going in. Like I said, I gave myself a $2,500 limit. I can go over that if I want to. I just don't want to spend my entire bonus, which that's like a little less than half or something. Because I promised that the rest would go into the account to just chill. But I'm really excited because new things make me happy, and I haven't really gotten to buy anything for myself in a very long time. Because condoms are hard and rehab is hard. That's all I'm going to say. Out of context, it sounds pretty interesting.
So I'm going to pretend I don't know what you're talking about, but I do know what you're talking about. But I'm going to pretend I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody's listening to this like, oh shit, Bill pregnant.
The baby factory's super closed. Like,
I brought that up
close.
one day. She's like, I would throw myself downstairs.
I
I'm like,
really will throw myself down a flight of stairs. There's no question. Not interested in having any more children. But you guys know I am a Nana, and my grandbaby is still the cutest thing in the world. The daughter's doing a little bit better. We're working at it. It's a daily shit show. My brother, which I think we talked about this maybe a month ago, who was here, I was helping him. My brother has relapsed about 9 times since, and he's relapsed 3 times since I drove him to a rehab in Tucson and worked that out. We're in the wake of what I believe is another relapse, which I'm done officially with now, which life should be a little bit more pleasant for me. Still a shit show with the kid, but the kid compounded with the brother made it really complicated for me to, it's a lot to juggle and keep my other children from not being affected by what's going on. So it's been a lot of stress, but it should be better because I have to pull the Band-Aid off and be okay with, I can't save him from himself. I tried. So yeah, we have to pull that, but I don't have to because I'm not going to be here. I just told my husband, you could deal with it while I'm gone. You can let him know that he's going to have to figure his shit out because I'm not dealing with it anymore. Anyway, enough about my personal stuff. The good news is everything else is going awesome. And guess what? August 5th, the kids go back to school.
My wife wants one.
The kids, guys, there is nothing better to a parent than school. And let me rephrase that. I love my children. My husband's like, it's really odd that you're always so excited that they go back to school. There's something odd about it. I work from home. There is nothing odd about me being excited to have some peace and quiet. There's nothing odd about that. Does it make me a bad parent?
It's essentially free daycare.
Yes, and they get to learn and they have fun, and guess what? They're tired when they come home, folks. They are tired, and you have dinner with them and you ask them about their day. You hang out with them, you play some video games with them, and then they take a bath and they go the fuck to sleep. During summer, they're up until 4 o'clock in the morning, even when you make them go to bed at 10. And during the summer, when you want them to sleep in, so that you can get some work done during the week before they wake up, these kids are up at 6:30 every fucking morning asking if they could be on voice comms with their friends, because we isolate their comms to only friends we verified go to school with them, because there's a lot of shady characters on the internet. So, but during school time, I can't pry them kids out of bed. Yesterday, I woke up with my son staring above me, asking if he could play video games.
Jesus.
And I said, son, you should wait till after I have coffee. Let me have my coffee and then we'll talk about it. So he waits until the second I have the coffee in my hand. He's all, what about now? Yes. So if you want children, I will share mine with you.
Can I just have your husband?
He's all your, I say that, but honestly.
The guest bedroom specifically for him.
No, it's mine, you fucking liar. I will share cuddles with my grandbaby, though, because she is absolutely perfect in every way.
She is adorable.
It is some Children of the Corn shit. When they stand above me, it really creeps me out. So the good news.
They're blonde.
I know they really are. They're all
so blonde. And my God, are they pale?
They're see-through.
Yeah. No words really.
I gotta buy a pool vacuum because apparently there's dirt and they're too good to swim in. My filter doesn't get this stuff on the bottom of the pool, so that's on my list of to-do things. But the good news is, guys, I haven't sent the DitchCon surveys out. The reason I haven't is because I'm waiting on some final cleanup work for the graphics. Although it's not going to be the final thing of what I used to order, I do want you guys to have kind of a better idea of the canvases specifically. So the good news is, because we didn't have as many backers as we did last time, the rewards aren't going to take me as long to actually ship out, which is good. But I was supposed to have it done this week, but I took forever getting the notes back to the artist, and that's my fault. And then once I get that back, hopefully by next week, we'll be able to get those surveys sent out. And we're working on, Envy's wife and I are working on the decoration stuff. It's going to be pretty good. Do you have your villain costume yet? Because that's really what matters here.
Well, if my wife's serious about it, we need to get our asses back in the gym because, yeah, we do. I don't want to be no fat joker.
Listen, Gru is a little bit on the thick side, okay? And he's a really good villain. He's a cartoon villain, but I'm saying there's a precedence for...
Are you saying that because I'm bald?
Yes, but I'm saying there's a precedence for fluffy villains.
I have to shave this.
I think I am going to totally channel my inner Hannibal. You know, I read the Hannibal books before it was a big thing in the movies. So I have always had a particular fondness for Hannibal Lecter. I feel like that's probably... He said something where I can't brain right now, but I think you could make it work. I feel like you shouldn't have to try to change your body at the gym and potentially get liposuction to be a villain.
You're right though. You could totally make that work. I mean, with your hair slicked back the way it is and that big forehead.
Mm-hmm. I wear a straitjacket very well.
What?
I know I've worn a version of the I call it the Hannibal Lecter mask, but it's what they give you when you get in real big trouble, so you don't spit on people. But I'm not a spitter either, which is really weird. But that sounded super strange. Let's just...
You know, that would be hilarious. Odd job.
But I think I think you need to channel and you don't want to be Joker anyway. There's going to be 50 Jokers and 20 Harley Quinns.
I know who I can be.
Who?
And Lena, this will be even easier for my wife because she suffers from the same symptoms I do, Mexicitis. She can be Michelle Rodriguez from Fast and Furious, just a crop top and whatever, and I'll be Hector, who is in like every fucking movie.
But he's not a villain.
He was in the Denzel movie.
It would really be funny to see you as Hector, to be perfectly honest.
Training Day.
Oh yeah, I guess he was the bad guy. But
the guys that were.
I need you to channel your inner super villain, your inner.
You didn't say super villain. You said villain.
Your inner psycho. I'm talking diabolical, bro.
Then I'll just go as myself as the raid leader.
Go as Dr. Evil. It could work. You're bald. Lena could be your mini-me. That'd be good.
I'll just bring Pugsley. I'll shave his little foot.
Oh. Dr. No.
Lex Luthor. No, too brown for that.
Honestly, you could do a Lex Luthor, though. Not you, Alexa. Fuck, this chick is dumb. Any Bond villain, truthfully.
I will continue eating tacos. I'll avoid the sun religiously. And I'll just eat tacos and tacos and tacos. Get myself a white suit. A little purple scarf. Cane. Some, like, nice dress pants. Wilson Fisk.
Any Bond villain is good because I always love the Bond villains.
Wilson Fisk!
Especially the old school Bond villains. Like the true... I'm talking diabolical. The problem with villains these days is they don't have any imagination. Their whole thing is like they always want to destroy the world. It's no fun if you kill everyone. Better to... Never mind.
I mean, isn't that what Sargeras is doing? But he's doing it out of fear.
But like, what's the fun if you kill everyone? Who's going to bring you your tacos? Like, guys, think about this.
Invent a new species to do it.
Like...
That's what, like, Thanos is going to do. You know what, you ungrateful sons of bitches? Boom, you're
If
all
I could
gone.
select who I killed with the snap, I would totally be in. If I could select who I killed with the snap.
Oh, you'd have to be like a She-Hulk though, because gamma radiation and all.
Yeah. A good old-fashioned diabolical, a good old-fashioned real crazy. Not a molded crazy because he's got a story of he came from a broken home. Like a good old-fashioned, you were just born fucking nuts. Because those are the real quality villains. Because they're diabolical. They do it because that is who they are. They weren't molded into that villain. They just, they here I am. Born crazy. Like, Harley Quinn would totally be my jam because that bitch is fucking off her rocker and is 100% my inner personality. But there's going to be 20 half-dressed Harley Quinns trying to impress people at the party, and I'm not interested. Not. If I can't find another really good diabolical lady villain, it's definitely going to be Hannibal Lecter. I think. I don't know. I really have no idea. It's one of those things where I'm going to leave it to the very last minute and then I'm not going to know what to do. It's true. Historically, though, women have not... Hannibal Lecter! Yes! Yes! Hannibal Lecter! That's exactly right. I went through puberty. I'm still... going through puberty. Yeah, I'm in. I think that's fantastic. Hannibal Lecter.
And
Now-
also figure what I want to be.
Yeah, now we have to make, and we got...
Alex can be Cactus.
He already
Venus
is,
can be
though.
Alex.
He already is, though. There's like, he's already Cactu, is he not? They are one. They are together. Anyway, so we are going to decide what it is we need to be. I know I have been really quiet. I've been quiet in the Pwnecast Discord. I've been quiet in the guild Discord, minus my doing my guild business yesterday and making sure everything was organized and all that.
Are we offline?
Hmm?
Are we offline?
No. I don't think so. Are we? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Is it back? I haven't touched or done anything. So if we're back, that means it's Twitch.
We're not.
We're back?
We are not.
This says
Are we?
we're back.
Then we are. I guess we are.
Yeah. So
Oh, there we are.
that was 100% Twitch because I didn't touch anything, which is really great because that means I don't have to edit. But I didn't. It still showed streaming on my side. That's weird. Twitch, get your fucking shit together. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm sorry I've been a little, I'm trying. I'm just trying to survive. I could survive. That would be great.
Yeah, she's tried. She actually survived 5 out of the 6 bosses we killed.
It'd be really great if I could get everything I needed to get done in the next few months. That way when a new expansion hits, I might actually be able to fucking game for a change.
You know what would also be awesome?
Flashing back to 2 years ago when my life was quiet and I had enough time to game.
And we had people to raid with? Yeah.
Yeah. And I had friends besides you and your wife. I consider you guys just one together friend. And Julio. That would be great.
But we could totally get raiders to at least raid.
Yeah.
That goes to the people watching. You know, if you need a guild, you're not doing anything, you just want to raid and kill bosses.
And it's hard to even have friends in gaming because when I get on to do stuff and I want to message people, then something happens and I have to stop what I'm doing to not play. So, yeah. Anyway, that's enough about those things, guys. Life is life, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Sometimes you're the cat and sometimes you're the canary. The last month I have been the canary. But I'm hoping that this week, even though it's going to be stressful at work because I don't really know how to be around executives. Like, my COO handles me really well, and I actually think that he I think he pokes and prods the inner crazy. I think he does it purposefully. I don't think he, like, tries to change it. I think he embraces it. He did tell me last trip that he had a special budget set aside for lawsuits. Because of one of the new hires, I asked him if he had to pay extra for the pants being so tight. He told me that was an HR no-no. I said, well, fuck, man. This guy comes walking in with a fucking thin-ass leather jacket, and it's Chicago in the middle of fucking snow, and he's got a tiny leather jacket because it looks good, and he's got jeans so tight that I swear if he moved in a little bit to the left, the whole thing would have fucking just evaporated. It just was weird to me. How comfortable is those pants? You have balls and berries and things in between that just does not feel comfortable. Anyway. So, yeah.
I think my wife's throwing shit at the pugs upstairs.
I have stuff to do that I need to get done, and I need to find food. I sent a text message to my husband, SOS, need food ASAP because I didn't eat. We'll see what happens. Oh, shit, Drew with that 15-month sub. Drew, you need to get nothing because you are perfect, Drew. Now I'm going to do the donkey roll. Drew has been listening for a really long time.
Let me see that donkey roll.
I love Drew to pieces. Drew is Drew.
Yeah, by the way, Drew, bottoms up.
Oh, she's burning the broccoli. Why is she... I thought you don't cook, Lena. Why are you cooking?
She's cooking. I got insurance, don't worry.
I can't believe she's cooking. So... I'll get to the bottom of that later. Envy's probably too high to care. As we're going and we're heading out...
I'm me.
Guys, I have to go on a covert op to go extract REM. Salt and pepper. A little bit of olive oil. Done. Rem is alive, though I don't have proof of life. I've had random text messages in response to my text messages that are like 2 weeks in between for me to get a response. But I think I'm gonna have to go rogue. I wouldn't do garlic. You can, but I'm a salt and pepper. Yes, kosher salt, never table salt. Never table salt. I don't have table salt anywhere near my stove. Well, Envy, you've seen I have my... But, yeah, I would never. Sometimes I do a little bit of... Sometimes I'll do a little cumin on my steak, but it's pretty rare. It's usually just my salt and pepper and my olive oil. Anyway. I use garlic for a lot of things. And it's sad that you're allergic. Garlic's actually really good for your heart. Yeah. I use the coarse kosher salt for cooking. The thick. Girls like it thick. Anyway, guys. I don't even know if this was a show today.
Maybe tomorrow when
I
we
don't know.
kill Ashara, then we can talk about something.
But I am going to go extract Rem from whatever is going on. Because he deleted all his stuff. He deleted his Snapchat. Or he just deleted me. I don't know. We're not fighting, so I can't imagine. He's still in Discord, which is weird, but I need to go do something drastic. He's fallen into a pit of, I don't know, despair. Or he introverted way worse than I did. At least I was still talking to some people. He just completely introverted. But I have to go rescue him because I think he's going through it. I don't know.
You go do you.
I gotta handle it. Alright, guys. We did things. We did them.
Did we, though? Did we?
Well, it still shows Rem. I think that there's something internally that's the reason I have not changed the intro, because I feel like I'm holding on to that last bit of hope that Rem is going to text me and be like, hi, I'm normal again.
Oh, sweet. Good. End credits roll.
Do you think that that's possible?
I don't know.
Are you going to poop?
Nope.
Are you going to save Lena from messing up the steaks? Well, normal's a loaded word. I don't really want Rem to be normal. I just want him to be better. Nicer. Friends. Human aversion. How many people want to bet that Envy is probably freaking out about whatever Lena's done to the steaks? We need Rem to be Rem again. That's right. We need Rem to be Rem again.
I'm actually thinking of this.
I told you were going to the bathroom.
You said poo. I said no.
Oh, well, poopy. If you shake more than twice, you're playing with it.
Whoever came up with the two shake rule's full of shit. Whoever did a lot of two
You
shit.
guys heard it here from Envy first. Whoever came up with the two shake rule. So you guys know, Envy turned off his camera. So what's funny about that is he often forgets to turn off his camera. Now, I can't see anything when he goes into the bathroom, but I can see shadows and like pieces and parts of his clothing items while he's in the bathroom, because the bathroom is directly behind where he sits, or it's in a hallway behind or something. But I thought for sure he was going to yell at the wife about the steaks, but that's not what happened right now. So did you shake more than twice?
Like I said, whoever came up with the two shake rule's full of shit. It takes more than two shakes. If you do two shakes, you put that bad boy in, and you're like, okay, cool. You take like one step, it dribbles down your fucking thigh every goddamn
So it takes
time.
more than 2 shakes.
Yes. Sometimes it takes up to like 8.
What is the trajectory and the rate of shaking?
It's basically just splash. Like, you know, you dip the freaking sponge in the water and then you splash it at the car and then you start rubbing. Well, you do the splashing part, not the rubbing part, because that leads to different stuff.
Huh. You're saying a splash, not a rub. Not a rub and tug.
I mean, if that's your thing at work, good, more power to you. Just
Is it
don't
equivalent to
talk about it.
tapping the teaspoon on the end of your teacup?
Maybe.
And why don't dudes just wipe then, instead of messing with all that shaking nonsense? Or is that not...
Because you got that little angle of what you're, you know, the tube
Yeah.
and whatnot, and it's like, you know, when you're pumping gas, especially, you're pumping gas, and then you're like, all right, I got it all, and then you remove the nozzle, like, what the fuck? And then it like runs down the side.
Even
of your
after
car.
you've turned it off, it's still running because it's like residuals, right? Residuals in the
Exactly.
gas tank. The gas
Yes,
analogy was much better than that other bullshit you try to say about fucking dabbing and splashing.
I mean, like every time though, you think you get like every little bit of gas out, and then you pull the nozzle out, and it runs down the side of your car, and you're like, motherfucker, I just had this wash. Why, God, why?
And then your
Well,
wife has to clean your roofs. Guys, this is what happens when the credits roll and we're done with the show. We give you life advice. Life advice. This just in. Envy says it's okay to shake more than twice.
It's also not okay to go in the bathroom, to go in a urinal, and take a piss, and then the person to the left of you taking a piss, initiating a conversation. No, dude, I do not want to talk to you while I'm holding my junk. Thanks, but no thanks.
Why don't you?
Because I do not want to make eye contact while I'm physically holding my junk, talking to said person. Heaven forbid he reaches over and grabs mine. That would be even worse because that would be assault. But I really just don't have the time to have a conversation with you in the urinal. And then when I'm done, what am I going to do? Shake it 1, 2, 3, 4 times? How do you know I'm shaking?
Because I can hear. I hear the fucking sound of air passing between other air. I can hear. Okay? I can hear the sound, the wisp. I know. And while we're getting ready, because I'm getting ready to hit the stop record button so that we could go eat some food and I could finish my to-do list, my most jarring moments are when it's like first thing in the morning and I haven't had my coffee and I'm going to the bathroom and my husband's lazy ass is sitting on the toilet. And it's scary because I'm not looking at the toilet when I walk in to make sure he's not in there. I'm looking up, right? Because he's super tall. So when I'm looking up and then I go to look down and realize he's sitting on the toilet, I'm like, seriously? I have to fucking pee. Can you hurry it up? Why are you sitting there? I think he's jealous because we get to sit down and he doesn't.
Oh, dear.
Lazy first morning peas sitting on the toilet. Anyway, guys, we're officially getting out of here. We'll see you next week.
See ya.